In last session, we are talking about an array, and we complete the array initialization. Now I'm going to show you the use of what the method, and in that method, we are going to understand the call by value, call by reference part, and we are going to understand passing an array to the method. Okay, so that is important part. I'm starting. So you see, Java array nodes here. So we learn how to define an array, array declaration, array initialization, length of an array by using for each loop, how we can pass the data to an array. Then types of array we learn, that is single dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. Okay. And now I already explained how to pass runtime arguments to string array. This is a string array in public void main where you are passing the runtime arguments. Okay, so when you run the Java at that time, you are passing this. Now returning an array from a function and a method. So if you see, if you are creating an array here, so suppose this is a table array I'm creating and which has 10 element here. Okay, and that array is generating a table. So generate table are the name of you can say the method. So I'm creating a method called as a generate table, which return data type is an array. It's returning integer array. And I'm generating a table for any number. So when you generate a table for any number, you are passing that number here, and you are passing a number by using some value. So suppose if I want to create a number of two, table of two, then I choose table multiply by one, then two multiply by one, two multiply by two, two multiply by three, up to 10 times. So I'm generating a table of two, and that table I'm returning as an array. So I am returning that array table as a table array here. So whatever the element I have inside the generate table, that element is returning the whole array as a table array. So this is what actually, this is something called as a reference variable, because table array and gen table array, uh, actually you are giving the name to that generate table array. So it's returning everything. So you are assigning this particular array, the function as anonymous array, and that anonymous array is address is actually storing to this table array. So what will happen? Both are holding the same address. Rather, I can say this anonymous array, gen table is this is anonymous array, uh, and that array name is not there, but that array has address. So this address uh, is sent across this table array. So whatever the address this array holding, the that address is assigned to table array. So let us understand uh, with the help of another diagram here. So I'm creating an array where that array name is a table array. And I already told that this table array is any array is the name is nothing but a reference name of anomalous location. So if I'm saying these are the different kind of elements here. So all those elements are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Yeah. Okay, so all these are 10 elements. And actually, if you see, this is dynamically created. So all reference variable are actually created inside the heap. Okay, so there is a stack and heap in a process maps we learn. Okay, so I'm showing. mm, mm, yeah, okay, so this is my table array. Uh, these are the area in process map. Heap area are just nothing but these a dynamic variable or all reference variable are created inside the heap. And there is a stack. Okay, so each variable uh, has each method has a stack, and this table array is inside a main method. So this main method here. Showing the method main here. Okay, and it has a variable uh, uh, array variable which is a reference variable. So public static void main. This main method is there and which has a reference variable array. Array name is a reference to what? Show you. So this table array has some matrix. Suppose I'm saying that this table array has at least 1001. Okay. And it's referring the base of what is anonymous array, and the array which don't have any name here. Okay. And whatever the name we are using that name we are giving on the basis of an uh, address here. So this array is referred by some addressing. So I'm saying this is a reference. Okay, an array. Now there is another method. Okay, and that method name is hmm, what? The main method is gen array is a name of method. And I'm telling that to that method return some array. So it's going to return. So it's going to refer the same array because when you are passing and when you are saying you are going to call a gen array here. Okay, and its return data type is a gen. So gen array is returning some array here. So it's showing uh, the return data type and an array. So it's also referring the same anonymous array. So and that. So I'm showing the same reference array. Okay, so it's returning the array. Okay, and this array is whatever page generated here. Okay, that array variables anonymous array. Uh, so okay, declare here. Mm, mm. Actually, the reference is not yet set, but when you are generating array at that time, anonymous array is referring to that process here inside the whatever the variable you are using. Okay, the for loop is also referring the same variable here, same location here. If you see whatever the changes are taking place here. So initially When you are declaring, so initially the value, the the array size is not yet declared. So because it's only showing the 20 10 locations here, and inside that there is another 10 locations array, which name is gen table. So gen table is also okay, another array here, and this is a gen table, and this gen table is referred somewhere here. Okay, and suppose it has 2001 location, suppose. Okay, and its addresses are something this. My gen table is generated through gen array, so it's going to insert all the element through this procedure. It's going to refer an array. Hmm. So once it's generating, inserting 1, 2, 3, 10 methods, and after that, when it's returning an array, then 1001 is get replaced by 2001. Okay, and this this 2001 is get replaced, and then it start uh, referring to 2001 location. Okay. Previously it was this location, now it's showing this location. So whatever the data we are inserting here, okay, that is actually read by this table array, because initially table array generating 10 empty location, and then we are sending the replacing starting address as 1001. So let us understand with the help of example here. So I'm starting NetBeans here, and in this particular example we are going to understand the how to pass an array function. हाँ सर, अच्छा यूज करते हैं एमएस का, अच्छा माइक्रोसॉफ्ट. Okay, thank you. So let us see what is the advantage of the reference variable that we are going to see now. So this is my tutorial here. Tutorial number 8. So we are first tutorial 8. Okay. Okay. So I'm creating public, that is void main string arguments. I'm declaring an array. So static. So I'm declaring an array. So int my array name is table array. I'm going to generate a table of any table. Okay. any number. So I know there are 10 elements inside. So if I want to generate a table of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, any day. Okay, so this is a table array, and now I'm going to use another method, that is public static. And here I'm writing a return data type of an array. So I am returning the whole array as a return data type. Okay, and here I'm giving a table number as a chain table, and inside that I'm passing a number. Okay, so whatever the table we are using, uh, and that is an array, and it's returning an array. So I need array here also. So there are two array. One is table array here, and another is what name we are giving here. Uh, that is uh, the name of another array is chain table. So a table and another is chain table. Okay. And so I'm using chain table is already there. So I'm using another table. So it's going to be more information. I'm giving new in 10 here. So what happened here? This is also table array. This is also table array, and generating the number here for int I equal to, I can start I is less than or equal to 10, and I plus 2, because I want to retrieve this 10 iteration here. So my initial value may be anything. Okay, but I'm using the same initial value for initializing the array. So later I use like this. Okay, and I'm going to generate my array value. That is another table array using I here. So this is my first value, and I know I want to use I plus 1. So that is 1 multiplied by the number. So if I want to generate a number of the table of 2, so initially I have 1 multiplied by 2, and second is 2 multiplied by 2, and 3 multiplied by 2. Okay, so it's going to generate a table of 2 layers. So 1 2s are 2 ones are 1, or I may write this is a proper practice. So I'm going to write like this: number multiplied by I plus 1. Why I plus 1? Because my number is starting from 0. So it's going to generate a number like here. Uh, so here I'm showing the output that is going to generate a number multiplied by 1 equal to 2, number 2 multiplied by 4, 2 multiplied by 3. So it's keep on going up to when you reach at the 10th number, and then it stop, and it will generate a table of what to do. So whatever may be my the number, I can pass that number and it will generate a number here. Okay, and so instead of that, I'm going to use the for loop, and already generated a table. Now I want to return my array, entire array. I'm going to return whatever is array, that address is going to return here. Okay, so this is my another table array. So see, there is another table array, and that is a totally a different one. Okay, and it has two different array location. And I'm going to replace my returning my another table array. Okay, here I'm returning my another table array address to table array, and that another table array address are holding the address 2001 here. 2001 is going to be filled by another table, and that value is going to generate. Okay, replace 1000 with 2000. Then table array start showing the value. So let us understand this, and now I'm going to print a for loop, and int I equal to 0, I is less than 10, and I plus plus. I'm printing my table array. So printing table. So in that, I'm going to pass a generate table here. So here I'm calling the table array, and here equal to I'm calling gen table and passing a number. So if I'm using a five, so the number of five table is get written here, and my main method is going to print the table of five. Okay, so I'm choosing a system dot out dot table, and here I'm using my table array, and inside that I'm using I. So whatever number I have, I'm going to use this. Total number 8. So it's going to generate a table of what the 5. So if you see, so it generate table of 5 here. What if I'm using, I want to create a table of 90. Okay, so I can generate a table of 90. Okay, like this. So my array is here. What I actually do here, I'm return array as a return data type. So when you are saying you want to use an array, returning an array from the function. Okay, so you are returning an array. Similarly, you can pass an array to the function. Okay. And so what we learn, that is we are returning that array. Now I want to pass an array to the function. Okay. So there is another method. Okay, and I'm going to use this. Okay. So look at that particular method here. Uh, here I'm using passing use. Previously we learned this is a common thing, sir, in every programming language. Okay, previously we learned returning an array. Okay, and now we are actually understand passing an array to them. Okay, so here my gen table is returning an array. So this is a return array here. If you look at this entire array is written, okay, here as a written data type. Okay, and uh, here we are passing an array. Now what if I'm using double it is the name of an array function, and I'm passing an array to that function. Okay, whatever may be the value. So this is my prototype of what the function. So what double it doing? Double it is actually double an array. So it's going to double an array elements, and after that I'm reprinting that array. So let us understand what happened uh, in the structure. So when we are passing this reference, okay, so this is something different than this. So this is an original array. Now I'm going to this. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, so I want to functions which is actually example of so concept visualization. And now I'm using showing the graphics passing and this is nothing but a call by reference. Because all are references. So, so this is my memory again, and this memory has suppose five element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have elements like 1, 2, 3. You can take from the user also, but I'm just choosing this. And this is heap again, and dynamically uh, and another function called as the double here, and I'm passing the address of what. And so the address is again 1001. It's for my reference. And it's main method. Inside the main method, so there is another stack and main method. So I'm choosing a stack. So it's nothing but a cupboard. You can compare this with your home appliances. So it's the main method. This is a cupboard, and in that main method, I declare an array. So I purposely use array name as a my array here. And when I'm using my array and 1001 is a location. Okay, so it's going to refer this. The scenario is totally different than the returning an array. So it's understand. Okay, so now I'm calling a function called as a double it. So there is a function or method I'm calling, and then name of the method is double it here. This double it is a method, and here we are passing an array. And name of an array is my array. So whatever is the name here I'm passing. Okay, I'm going to use that name inside my another array. And so there is another array which is as okay, new array here. Actually, new array is nothing but where we are going to assign the address of okay my array. So whatever changes are taking place, okay, that will reflect to original arrays. Okay. See, new array is also referring. It's not creating another array. It is referring a same location. Okay, and new array and my array both are holding a address, and when I'm doubling it, okay, at that time I'm printing my array again, then it will give the double number of what that. Okay, 6, 8 and 10. So once I'm printing second time, so it's going to print uh, the with the new values. This is previous value, and the new value is getting called after executing this array. So if I'm using these are the new value, and it gets replaced with the new location. not new location, the same location is going to replace here with same. Okay, once you call the function, all those values are going to replace when you are assign calling a function of the same. Okay, so let us understand, because we are assigning new array to my array to what the new array. So whatever values are there, that means passing to that. So tutorial number 90 here. Okay, so this was objective to understand and add. Okay. Mhm. In tutorial 19, we will understand the passing and add. So tutorial 19, to understand passing and add to function. Uh, and I'm using public void main, and I'm using this. I'm declaring my array here and declaring an array with some initialization 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You take this value from the user also, but I'm not doing. I'm just initializing. Design time initialization or compile time initialization and runtime initialization. So I'm initializing this array. Now I'm calling the function called as a double it, and before that I would like to print an system dot out printing. So printing an array before uh, okay before double before double it. So okay, spelling wrong. Okay. So before double it, and I'm using for int equal to 0, and I is less than my array dot name. Okay, so if you don't want to use the listen file. So length property we already see. And system dot out dot printing, and printing the value inside an array like this. Uh, and now it's going to print uh, again printing an array after double it. Okay, and again same for you can copy and paste it. And before that, I am going to calling uh, double it method. Calling the double it method here. So it's not returning anything, but uh, double underscore it, and I'm passing my array as a parameter. Okay, so I have to create a method for as a double. Okay, so I'm choosing a method on say body. So I'm writing inside the class public static void double, and here I'm writing anonymous character. You are allowed to use give any name to an array. So I'm choosing an array. Okay, so what will happen? So whatever the changes are taking place, new array, because my array and new array holding the same address. Okay, and we are using a for loop inside it. Okay, and here we are going to use a new array here. Okay, and you are doubling new array element by new array of r equal to 2 multiplied by of r here. So whatever the previous value my array has, it is treated as a new array, and we are doubling it and assigning to the same array. And once I run it, it's going to run this program again. So I'm saving it and running a tutorial number 19. So it's going to show the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements on this original array, and 2, 4, 6, 7, 6, 8, 10 is a doublet array. So I'm going to print the method, sorry, message method, sorry, printing before printing after the double here. System dot printing double. So let us see uh, whatever the numbers we are passing in. So it's going to print see the output here. So printing before double is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and printing after double is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here what I call only a doublet function, and here whatever the statement I'm writing about the my array, same statement I am repeating here. Okay, and so what happened? The array content is going to change here. Okay, array contents are automatically changed, but that changes are taking place because of this function. But here I'm passing my array as a new array here. But new array and my array both are holding the same address. So you can say new array and my array both are holding the same address here. So if I'm double it the elements, okay. So these elements are going to double it by new array. Yeah. So what will happen, because both are holding the same address, the actual things are taking place here. Okay, affected this. So what is this passing an array to the method? It is called array is a reference variable. I can say reference variable. So let us understand exact meaning of reference variable and the value type of variable. It's a pass by value or call by value. Reference variable is call by reference. We are calling this by reference, calling by passing by. Okay, so we are going to understand these with one more example here. Okay, so this is passing an array elements to the method. So we understood the difference between these. And therefore, every programming language has this kind of what scenario, and that is pass by value or pass by reference. Okay. In C, C++ also you will get, but in C you will not get pass by reference. You will get something called as a pass by address. Okay, so they are using a pointer. Okay, and now, the pointer is nothing but the that variable which holding some address. Okay, of another variable. So pointer is not our uh, here right now. So C is also using calling this as a call by address. Okay. So what is the advantage? So every method and method has a limitation or function has a limitation. Okay. So this is my method or function. So in Java, functions are called as a method, and in C++, we are calling this as a function. So that's why I am using the both the term here. So every functions has a limitations or method has a limitation. Okay, so you can insert n number of what the parameters here, as an input here. Okay, n number of parameters you can insert as an input. Okay, you can pass n number of parameters. Okay. Okay, so n number of parameters you can pass as an input, and that is we are calling this as a signature. Okay, people are telling this as a signature. Signature means how many parameters you are passing. And also, some people are calling this as a prototype of what the function are. So suppose this function has taking a two parameter and it's only returning a single value. Okay. So that is a limitation of what the function is. Okay. So function always returning a single value. So it will return a single value here. This is a function body. So what is inside? It is for our you can say it's one kind of what the uh, black box. So we don't know what is inside it. We are only knowing the function. Okay. So if we are define our own function, then we know what is inside it. But if we are using a built-in function, we don't know what is inside it. Okay. So I can say it is a function body. Okay. And it's a function body. Okay, and these are the parameters. So there are two ways. Either you pass the parameter or you don't pass the parameter. Okay. So if you are not passing the parameters, then you are putting these as a empty parameter. So